All right, welcome everybody. I'm Britta Demler, and we are live in Waukee, and we are talking about supplements tonight. So Young Living this month, well, actually at the end of last month, put some supplements on sale, and now they're having a little challenge called the Supplement Stack Challenge. And basically it's all about making the most of your supplements, okay? And some of them really go well together. And, some of them you'd want to take at different times. And so we'll talk about that tonight too. Probably the best way to figure out what your body needs is to do, you can muscle test. A quick way is to do a Zytoscan, which we talked about last week, or there's an Itovi scan. And if you don't have access to either one of those, like I put in the description or of the event, is to do the wellness assessment on the Life Steps app. So if you haven't downloaded the Life Steps app, it's LIFESTEPS. And it's an app that's free. They have different versions, but the free version will totally be fine. And one of the things that they offer at the very top of it when you download it is a wellness assessment. Have you done that before? Okay, so I really recommend that you do that. It's both for Android as well as for iPhones. And you can the wellness assessment just asks you different questions, and based on your responses, it will bring up products and some systems that maybe would be beneficial for you to use and to support. So most of these supplement stacks that they put together actually will go with for anybody right now, okay? Because we're talking about digestive, we're talking about immune support, we're talking about energy, and just overall feeling good kind of support. So that's really what we're going to talk about tonight. But I think it's always a good idea to have an idea of what it is that your body needs. And, sometimes we know, like I might wake up and be stuffy or not feeling very well. And I'm just like, okay, I need some immune support. That's just kind of like a duh, right? But let's say my body, I believe my body knows what's going to happen to it even days in advance, right? So it might be that on Thursday, I'm going to wake up stuffy. And when I do a Zytoscan or an Itovi or do even the wellness assessment, it might pop up all these immune system supports, right? And I'd be like, well, I don't know why I need that because I feel fine. Well, if I follow what it says, then oftentimes I get ahead of whatever I may be exposed to later, right? Or because our body, it's all frequency based. And so when I'm putting out there, and maybe even subconsciously or definitely subconsciously, my subconscious is aware of the energy that maybe I'm surrounded with that I don't pay attention to, or that I'm putting out or whatever. So our bodies are really, really smart. We just have to shut off our mind and learn to. Yes, exactly. Yep, exactly. So, okay. So yes, it might be that you've already been exposed to it. It just hasn't broken out in your body yet, basically, right? And so it's just a matter of tuning into our body and seeing what it needs. So many of us are resetting wellness goals. And again, it's the beginning of the year, the beginning of the month. This is still a fine time. So don't be like, oh, I missed the challenge, or I missed the starting of the challenge. It's fine to start it now. So you can start it really at any time. And they say, 21 days makes a habit. But when you're talking about supplements, especially, I think it's really important to give it, ideally, you're going to give it 3 months to decide this works for me or it doesn't work for me. Okay. Many of us think, well, I'm buying one bottle, it says 30 days on the bottle, that's what I'm giving it. Well, that may help, and you might start to see some results, but chances are your body, your body didn't get out of alignment in a month or less time. So why do we think we're going to bring it back into an alignment in a month or less time, right? So again, sometimes God gives us those instantaneous results, and sometimes we have to wait and we have to be patient and keep supporting our body to really build the wellness back, right? Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but I have huge drawers. We have 2 big drawers in our bathroom that are just stocked full of supplements. And every month I go to the drawer and I go, okay, I have 2 of these, I have 4 of these, I have 8 of, whatever. No, I don't have enough of these, because we've learned that there are times that we really need them and they go out of stock, right? I've learned that. And there's other times that I don't need them. So I may end up with 8 bottles of something. I don't ever worry about that because we're going to take them eventually between my husband and myself, or I'll send them with my kids. Somebody in my family will use them. And I don't ever want to be without them. Right. And I don't want to be like, oh crap. And we have recently run out of a couple of things. And boy, my body told me that was not a good choice to run out of it. Hi, Karen. So, okay. Don't be overwhelmed, or if you're overwhelmed with the number of supplements Young Living offers, we're going to just, like I said, we're going to start with these systems that they created at the end of last month, or these stacks, I guess. And if you've used these products, we really want to hear about them too. Okay, so we're going to start with the Love Your Gut stack. And research shows that a healthy gut is key to brain, immune, and skin health and emotional regulation. So if you're feeling emotional, you got lots of stuff going on, you know, maybe you just felt a lot of stress. Judy, this is yours, okay? Or maybe it's even like, you know, you're just feeling vulnerable, or you're feeling on edge, or, you know, like I'm fed up to here, or just I'm overwhelmed with things that normally I could do, no problem. Any of that stuff. You know, again, if we start paying attention to it, our body tells us, right? But how many times do we just stuff it down? I was just talking to one of my kids actually this weekend, and I'm like, how do you deal with these emotions? She goes, I just stuff them, Mom, and I move on. And I said, and how's that working for you? Because she's making bad choices right now, so it's not working too well, right? But she believes that's what her answer is. And that, unfortunately, you know, like she's learned that somewhere, probably apart from me, then I'm like, oh my gosh, out of all the stuff I could teach her, that's not what I want to teach her, right? But that's what we do, right? And so because I think I've tried to always teach my kids that you can share your emotions, but it's uncomfortable to share emotions, and it makes us vulnerable, right? And we don't like to feel vulnerable. So hopefully you can find somebody, if you're got emotions that you're not dealing with, that you find somebody that you can talk to and be real with them about. So also though, on top of all that, many components in our modern lifestyle, such as medications, chlorinated water, contaminated water supplies, sugar consumption. And what season did we just come out of? Sugar season, right? With the holidays. Lack of dietary fiber. So that means things aren't moving through. We're eating not so good choices, maybe lots of sugar, and it gets stuck in our body. And then mental and emotional stress. Those things all increase our need to supplement and support the digestive tract. So the first thing we're going to talk about is ICP Dailies. You may take this. Okay. Well, if you haven't tried it, we'll pour some, and I'm going to show you how easy this is to use. Okay. Because it truly is. Can you go see if there's any little cups in the cupboard right there? And I'm just going to do half a dose here for you guys, because you don't need really a lot. So you do 8 ounces of water. Yep, perfect. And then we do 1 scoop of ICP Daily. Okay, that's right. And literally at home, I make this up every day. Every morning I do a big shake of lots of different things. This is pretty sweet. And I like the immersion blenders, you know, so like you put in your coffee and stuff, you can get them for $10 on Amazon, super easy. But you can also just mix it in something like this. You know, the ball is what mixes it all up, of course. So you guys get a drink, all of these, all of it, and we'll make some more if you need more. But let me tell you about this, okay? So this is formulated for daily consumption, and it's actually really good for you every day. That's why it's called ICP Daily, right? So taking daily steps to build, support, detoxify, and balance gut bacteria and bolster the intestinal lining is crucial for overall health. So bolstering, we're going to support gut bacteria, and we are also supporting the intestinal lining, okay? This is crucial to overall health, and it's a simple way to do it is with this ICP Daily. Hopefully there's enough in there for everybody. This is a daily prebiotic and fiber drink that's it's delicious and easy on the stomach. Now it has stevia in it, so it's sweet. Okay, that's why I add it to my greens and everything else, because it's like too sweet for me. It's whew.
So I was reading somewhere, and I don't know where, but it says if you're going to use that, you should use just that an hour before you have anything else.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you
and
need
I
to
was
find out where you read that.
surprised at that, and it may have been. It may have been in the third supplement,
Reference guide?
no, Jen, I'm sorry, the supplement,
Oh,
third supplement, yeah.
well,
That may have been where it was, because I was looking up some other stuff in there the other day.
I don't have that book, so
But
I,
I did see something about a half hour before, you should only do that, not mix it with anything. Because when I used it, I mix it with the red one.
and what have you noticed when you mix it all together? With everything,
Differently than.
Yeah.
I only take it a half hour.
okay. So Judy says she doesn't want to take it a half an hour before, she wants to mix it with everything, so here's the thing, mix it with everything then.
With everything.
Because if it's gonna be, well, I'm supposed to take it like this, but I'm not gonna take it then. It does no good when it's sitting in this bottle,
Exactly.
okay? I have not read that, and so I'm curious to know what she
Oh,
says, what would be
I'll
in
look
it.
and see
Yeah,
where
screenshot
that
that for me, because to my knowledge. I mean, this says to mix it in one scoop in 8 ounces of water or juice daily. Did I put a whole scoop in that? I did, so that is really sweet.
Yes, yes.
That was really sweet. I'm sorry.
For 8 hours.
No, so it's one scoop. Oh, yeah, you guys got it really sweet. Sorry. So it's not usually quite that sweet.
Taste is decent.
But yeah, it doesn't say anything about that you would need to take it separate unless it's because of the prebiotic blend, but I don't know why that would matter either. And again, if it's not, if it's a matter of I'm gonna separate it out or I'm not gonna take it, then put it in with whatever you need to. And I know a lot of people that just add it to their smoothies. Right? It's more important just to get it in your body because it's gonna do what it needs to do in the body, okay? Okay, so again, prebiotics and fiber are in this. It supports the gut microbiome balance. Did you know there's 100 trillion bacteria in our gut? And that's a mixture of good and bad bacteria. So it's 10,000 different species that are populated in your GI system. I was like, that is a lot of bacteria, right? So ICP Daily is going to help support the gut microbiome, so that balance, and the prebiotics that's in this is what it helps feed the good bacteria, and it also gets the good bacteria ready for the probiotics to come in and support it, okay, which we're going to talk about too. So this is a good option if you're feeling you need more fiber in your diet. So if you're busy, how many of you could say, yep, I'm busy. Or maybe you're not getting enough fruits and vegetables in your diet. So this would be supportive of that. Okay. It also provides minerals, magnesium, iron, zinc, and calcium. And, hopefully you've been learning about zinc and the importance of zinc in the last 3 years. Magnesium helps your muscles relax. It helps, also supports magnesium. Calcium calcium needs magnesium in it or attached to it in order for the body to absorb the calcium. Okay. ICP Daily. Here, we can pass it around. Let's see, and all those minerals help assist the body in cleansing the body from metabolic toxins. So again, it's a really great product to help just get things going. Now, this has agave inulin in it, which is a prebiotic, and that actually helps you feel full longer as well. So it may be a good. I usually try to take this in the morning, and and I do it with my Ningxia greens and with my collagen actually, and then I mix Mindwise and mineral essence in it. But if I do that in the morning, I don't need to eat until 1 or 2 o'clock. And I think it's that inulin that's in it it's just, and I'm getting the balance of fruit and veggies and the greens too. So I'm not necessarily throwing my body out of, because I like to do intermittent fasting, and I don't feel like I'm breaking that necessarily with all of this, although I'm giving my body some
Almost
good stuff.
a daily vitamin supplement replacement.
This,
Yeah.
no, I would say greens would be more like that. The greens. This has guar gum, which is a slow fermentation that helps build friendly bacteria, and prickly pear cactus, which helps the mucosal wall lining, and then essential oils of fennel, anise, tarragon, ginger, lemongrass, and rosemary. Anybody recognize what a blend could be that is very similar to that with fennel and tarragon and ginger? And Yes, Digise, right? But it doesn't smell like Digise, that powder, so. But all those oils help support overall digestion, circulation, and inflammation balancing, which is really good too. Because if we have too much inflammation in our gut, in our gut lining, we have trouble, right? So this is it actually is a really great supplement. Again, it has stevia in it, so it's a little sweeter. I think for people who've been around a long time, we might get people at first got this confused with ICP, which is very much a fiber drink. It's like the scrubber of your colon. So that's one that you didn't take every day. You took it just mainly when you're doing cleanses. This is something that you can take every day that just kind of helps keep you balanced, especially if you're not if you don't have regular BMs, right, that are good. And you should look up the Bristol stool chart if you don't know what a good healthy BM is, bowel movement. It's actually pictures of poop that you'll see on this chart, right? But it's not bad. It's not disgusting. But if, a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, I'm fine with my digestive tract is fine, but they have like little rabbit pellet poops. Well, that's not good because that means you're dehydrated. And, when you don't drink water and, oh, okay. I was thinking it was you that could muscle test once because you weren't drinking water. Also, and then to diarrhea, you don't want that either because that's too, there's your tract is unbalanced. So ideally we want to be in the 4 to, let's see, there's 7 steps, 7. So you want to be between 3, 4, 5 on the Bristol stool chart. Okay. I think we always get off track. Next up is Life 9. So you'll notice that this lid is different than all the rest of the supplement lids because it's actually a little, it's a metal lid. Did you know that? And so it's actually lined, a special lining in it to keep the bacteria protected that are the good, healthy bacteria that are in these supplements. So just get one of them. There you go. If you haven't seen those, you are welcome to look at that. You can take one if you need to. So your body contains approximately 100 trillion bacteria, like I said, and this can interact with your body in ways that either prevent or encourage the development of many diseases. So the ideal ratio between the bacteria in your gut is 85% good and 15% bad. So that's ideal. Okay. Most of us probably do not live in the ideal world, right? But those things are attainable through simple daily habits like adding Life 9 to your stack. So this, we need to give good bacteria back to our microbiome, and this contains 17 billion live cultures from 9 beneficial bacteria strains. And so the strains include, I'm going to see if I can not butcher these words, Bifidobacterium that populates the entire gut, Lactobacillus that populates the small intestine, and then Streptococcus thermophilus that populates the intestine. So there's different strains of good bacteria in this that populate different areas in the GI tract. Okay, so that's important to know. This helps promote healthy digestion. It supports gut health. It supports the immune system, and it helps to maintain normal intestinal function. I have noticed that when I support my good gut bacteria, my sinuses are so much better and so much more improved. And I've suffered for years with just being stuffy, and I don't know. It wasn't infections or anything, but it just I just always sounded like I had a cold, and I couldn't breathe through my nose for years. And so I finally, about a year ago, probably started taking 2 of these. I would just take 2 kind of periodically, and then I'd go down to 1. I muscle test a lot of times, but sometimes I would just, take 2. I've read that you can take up to 4 in a week, especially if you've been on like a lot of antibiotics or things that are just depleted your good bacteria. But you don't want to do that many for for more than a week. So I've done 2 for a long time. And I can tell you guys, if I started feeling stuffy, I'll go back up to 2 for a few days and I can breathe through my nose again. I do. I take them at the same time, and I take them with all my other supplements at night. So I do try to, separate them out sometimes from like inner defense, although sometimes I've taken them at the same time. But I figure if I need inner defense, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, if I need that, I'll take that during the day, and then I'll take more Super C or longevity with this at night. Okay, because I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just think that that's probably a better option. And that's usually how my body will muscle test too. That I don't need inner defense at night at bedtime, but I need, more Super C. So anyway, Life 9 is a powerful supplement that can help a lot. Okay, and then Essentialzyme 4. So we're still talking about the gut. Essentialzyme 4 comes in strip packs like this. Here's the box, okay? So if you notice, hopefully you can see on there are two different colors. The yellow is over here on this side, and it's more white on the other side. And so everybody needs enzymes, you guys. We're born with enzymes in the body, but as we age and live our life, our choices, the stress we're under, choosing not healthy foods, it all depletes our enzyme bank, okay? Enzymes are what digests our food, right? And unfortunately, a lot of the food that we eat today doesn't have enzymes in it anymore. They've depleted them. So Essentialzyme 4 is a multi-enzyme complex, with a dual capsule system that aids digestion, and it's formulated to take with meals. I don't know that I've ever taken it with my meals. I've always usually take it afterwards because that's what I remember. Okay. So if you want to, if you take it beforehand, it'll just help your body digest what you're eating a little better. But each capsule is infused with ginger, fennel, tarragon, and anise, which again, digest, right? And it includes a diverse combination of enzymes to improve digestion and the assimilation of nutrients. So Essentialzyme 4 has a plant-based and an animal-based enzyme complex system. The plant-based enzymes are designed to release immediately upon entering the stomach, where the environment is conducive to the digestion of plant material. Then the animal-based enzymes, they release in the lower intestine, which is where our body digests animal products. Okay. So think about like a lot of your proteins, your meat proteins and dairy, even that kind of thing. And fats, animal fats and proteins. So taking them together helps in the digestion of dietary fats, proteins, fiber, and carbohydrates for optimal nutrient absorption. So again, it comes with in a strip, right? The sachet strip pack. And so I don't know about you guys, but I hope you're carrying these if you have them, because these are so good. I thought I just had one left because I had taken some earlier. But I literally carry these with me. Okay. And oftentimes, you do one strip across, right? And sometimes at a meal, I'll be like, here, do you want some? And this is a great way to share Young Living or share enzymes and to let people know why they would want to do that. If you guys haven't tried them, you're welcome to tear off a strip and take them with you and try them. I love to take these if I'm feeling just kind of bloated after I eat. A lot of times they're more gassy, sometimes, especially at night, depending on what I'm eating. Just seems to sit harder on my stomach, or heavier, I should say. So if you're really feeling if you have a lot of those kinds of digestive things when you eat, then it does help if you take it before you eat, I will say. But don't let that stop you from taking it afterwards, because it is a great thing. And then as an added bonus, sorry, just a second, keep this little thing, the strips. So if you have, if you take them, because these are perfect molds for suppositories, if you need to make suppositories, okay, which we'll talk about it later. But you want to keep some of these strips. These are good. Judy, what's your question?
Why do you think that they make it in a 2-pack?
Because I think it's because some people, because one is for animal protein or animal products, and one is for the plant-based products out of this strip. And so, thank you for bringing this back to me, because I always forget which one's which. It doesn't tell me which one. Oh, the animal enzyme-based enzymes are the lighter ones, it looks like, and the yellow one is the plant-based. So like pets could take, if your pets are throwing up, or they have digestive things, you'd want to give them the yellow ones, the plant-based ones, probably, because they're not eating usually animal products, right? But I think they put them separate because it's some people, it's easier to to swallow capsules versus caplets, which is what the essential zyme is. And there's different things in these, and there might even be where they, because the one is more coated so that it will dissolve down in your intestines versus in your stomach. So it's got to bypass the intestines or bypass the stomach to get down to the intestines. And it could be to accommodate vegans too. But again, they would actually only take one strip, so it wouldn't be very economical for them. Because I mean, then they're going to lose the benefit. For vegans, we'd have Allerzyme. And I think there might be another product that's vegan friendly. So thanks. Okay. Any other questions about Essential Zyme 4? Okay. I really like these. I think they work really well and they work quickly, which is really nice. So, okay, let's support the immune system. Helping our immune system vibrate and operate at its optimum efficiency is really important. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, is Ningxia Red. There's cold Ningxia Red in the fridge. If you want to, somebody wants to go get it, it's on the left-hand side of that shelf. So I just threw some more in there. So Ningxia Red, hopefully you're using this. This is a great way to flood your body with good nutrition, which is Ningxia Red, right? We had a whole class on this. Was it a couple weeks ago? We did a whole class on Ningxia Red. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Ed Daly actually talked about that he likes to do a packet at 8 a.m., a packet at 10, and a packet at 2. Because then it just really helps to flood. It'll wake up your brain too, man.
Wow.
And again, this is another great way to control your appetite if you're drinking Ningxia Red usually. So this is just good for overall wellness. It helps prevent oxidative stress, which means that you won't rust from the inside out. So that's very good. It provides energy support without caffeine. But this contains orange, tangerine, lemon, and yuzu essential oils, as well as powerful ingredients that are involved in many antioxidant processes. And it supports normal eye health and healthy digestion. So if you are backed up, drink a bottle of Ningxia Red and you will not be backed up anymore. You'll be going, won't you? Right? So you wouldn't want to do that. But oftentimes at Young Living events, they have like a challenge to they slam bottles, like they have a contest of who could drink the bottle of Ningxia Red fastest. Yeah, they usually end up in the bathroom. So we don't recommend that you do that because there's no reason to for most of us. But if I'm sliding under the wellness line, I might drink 6 or 8, 12 ounces a day at a time. Well, no, I drink it throughout the day. When we were in Utah at the beginning of January, I bet they had bottles sitting out at dinner, and I bet we drank 12 to 16 ounces of Ningxia that night. I did not sleep well that night, so that was too much Ningxia for sleep. But they just did a study actually last year. They released it that Ningxia actually has been shown to help you sleep better. Okay, so but that's probably like 2 ounces, 2 or 4 ounces, not 18. So, and not right before you go to bed. But you can drink this at night. So you guys will be fine. You should be, unless you're super sensitive to that you should sleep fine when you go home. Okay. So even drinking it tonight will be fine. Okay, let's see. Okay, that clinical trial beneficial for overall sleep quality had a positive impact on responses to everyday stress and mental well-being. So they just dealt with stress better. Okay. It increased their physical energy levels and reduced physical limitations. So they just felt better when they would be walking, the people that were and that were in the study. You could also go to the digital library on youngliving.com. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of the page, it says there's a link for digital library, and there's a whole ebook on Ningxia Red with recipes and other fun information in it too. All right, so then we're going to move to Super C, and this comes in 2 options actually. So you have tablets and you have chewables. If you've never tried a chewable, you're welcome to try them. This contains 1,400% of the recommended dietary intake of vitamin C And these are fortified with rutin, citrus bioflavonoids, and minerals to balance electrolytes and enhance the effectiveness and absorption of vitamin C. This supports normal immune systems, respiratory and circulatory function, and it strengthens connective tissue and promotes overall health, vitality, and longevity. So here's a little side thing about why we need vitamin C. So infections significantly impact vitamin C levels because of enhanced inflammation and metabolic requirements. So again, we're exposed to stuff. I mean, that's just a fact, right? We're exposed to stuff in the world that we live in, whether that's people with their own stuff that they want to share, or it's just stuff in the environment that we're exposed to. So when our acute needs rise, the higher levels of vitamin C are needed to rid the body of infection and bring things back into balance. This has been studied, right? Because how many times do they say, oh, you need to eat more oranges or you need more vitamin C? So actually the B cells and T cells, which are the parts that focus on pathogen-specific activity of the adaptive immune system, those need high levels of vitamin C to function properly. So vitamin C is primarily absorbed inside the cells, although some passive absorption also occurs in the GI tract. So the transporter that moves vitamin C into our cells, though, can only carry so much at one time. So it's actually preferable to take smaller doses of vitamin C more frequently throughout the day than to load up a whole bunch at once, okay? If you take too much vitamin C, you'll get loose stools is what'll happen. So then you know that, oh, okay, I need to back off. So I love those chewables because it's kind of like it's like a sweet tart to me. And I'm like, this is, if I need candy or I need that little, I need a crunch, but I need that sweet, I love the chewables, and you'll be fine because most of us are probably pretty low in vitamin C. So you can take one or two of these throughout the day, every day, that'd be fine. And then definitely ramp them up. Now the chewables have about 500, I think it's 500 milligrams, and the tablets have about 1,000 in them. So it's a lot more in the tablet. And the let's see, the other thing is the chewables have rose hip in them, which is a plant-based source of vitamin C, and then the tablets have ascorbic acid. So, but they're still natural. Okay, they're still natural. So you can, either one are great to take. A lot of times if I feel like, especially if I'm fighting something, I'll probably take the tablets just because I can get more in faster, but I still have to divide those up usually throughout the day. Like if I take two tablets 2 or 3 times a day for, by the second day I have loose stools for sure. Cause it's just too much, even if it's, for me, that's just how my body is. But I usually take like 1 tablet a couple of times but I can take 2 at night. And for some reason I'm fine then overnight. So muscle test, that's how I figured out what it is that my body needed. All right. And then we have Super B. So this is Super B. There's a lot of jokes about Super B that, take this so you're not a Super B, if you know what I mean. Because this gives you all the B vitamins that we need. And this is a pretty powerful. Doesn't look full. Maybe Kirk's already opened this. My husband opens these and doesn't take off the seal, so then I never know that they're actually open. So B vitamins are essential to our health and well-being, and each B vitamin performs a unique and separate function. So we need all of the B vitamins, right? And they must be replenished daily because our body they're water soluble and our body doesn't store them. Okay, so if you don't take them, then you're, probably you get some from your food, but you're not going to get all of them. Yeah, it is. It's right.
I said about 3 hours later, your pee is gonna look that color.
Yeah. So about 3 hours after you take one, you have super pee too, is what we joke about. It's really bright. Okay. All right. So this has all 8 of the essential energy boosting B vitamins, which is B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, and B12. Okay, it's a lot. It features a natural folate source derived from lemon peels, and it has methylcobalamin, which is a more bioavailable source of B12. Now, if you are somebody who struggles with sleep, many people find that they're low in B12 when they do the studies. So this may help you actually sleep better. Super B is also a great way to support mood, cardiovascular, and cognitive function. and it helps sustain healthy energy levels. And it contains nutmeg oil and bioavailable chelated minerals like magnesium, manganese, selenium, and zinc. Okay, so another really great option.
Because I get the prescription shot, when you first get it, you are hyped.
You're hyped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hyped, and so the reason I don't take the Superbee is I take some prescription ones that I've been taking for a long time, but I don't absorb it well. So I get the shots, but you don't sleep good right after you get them if you got too much of it.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing is that then it's to balance it out, because what happens is, I mean, with the shot, you're getting so much,
Yes, that was.
right? But the supplement is, it's giving you enough to support it every day.
But it was, I saw it anyway.
Yeah. Okay,
And I should say too that you can take a couple more in the afternoon for added energy.
Okay.
Have you done that?
I don't-
haven't. that's
I don't
fine.
usually, because I don't usually need added energy in the afternoon.
Okay,
If I need
I just
energy,
was curious, because I haven't done it and didn't know that until fairly recently. And
yeah.
I thought, okay,
Well,
that's something new.
and so I would probably start with one. If you needed more energy,
start with one. And generally, I'll just do one at a time anyways. I just realized that's not plugged in. I don't know why. Because you don't want to get too much because then you really are just kind of depleting it, right? Or when you go to the bathroom, it's just coming out. So you start with one, see how you do. And then you can always add more. So. All right, then we're going to talk about inner defense. All these new bottles I have. So at home, why I have new bottles is because at home we have this tackle box of pills that we like most people put their medicine from the doctor. Ours is all young living supplements. So I had a provider, I'd take my box with me and she'd muscle test me to see. She's like, all right, where's your tackle box? And so she'd pull out and I'd hold each one and she'd muscle test. So all right, inner defense. This is a staple product. I love this product. It's basically thieves, oregano, and thyme. Those help reinforce the systemic defenses, promotes healthy respiratory function, and offers immune support. So these liquid capsules dissolve quickly for maximum results and help the body create an unfriendly terrain for yeast and fungus, which is good, right? We don't want yeast and fungus in the body. So these oils, thieves, oregano, and thyme, are good for that. So much of our modern world can take a toll on our health, such as environmental exposures, devitalized food, lack of sleep, abundance of psychological stress, polluted water and air, and pathogen exposures. And even exposures to these things in small quantities can add up to a cumulative dose that leaves us needing extra support. So when we fall below the wellness line, our emotional and mental health is also affected. And as all of our body systems are interconnected, it makes sense that we often feel run down, fatigued, exhausted on an emotional level with less than optimal physical health. So sometimes the emotional and mental effects of illness show up first, which suggests we need more support. Sometimes it doesn't. But again, when we tune into our body, it knows what we need. So if you're feeling run down, weary, vulnerable, and easily overwhelmed or triggered, stop and take inventory of your physical health and the organisms that invade our cells and bring us down and affect our emotions too. So make sure that we are supporting all aspects and areas of your body, okay?
So how many of those would you take in physical days?
Yeah, so I think it says on the bottle, if I remember right, let's see. I think it says you take, I usually say up to 5 a day. Yeah, it says take one soft gel daily in the morning or take a soft gel 3 to 5 times daily when needed. So, and it does say for best results, use Life 9 8 hours later. I've taken up to 5 or 6 in a day and been fine. The thing about this though is because think about it, it's thieves, oregano, and thyme. So those are all hotter oils and they're pretty intense, right? So they can be a little more, if you have a sensitive stomach, you'll want to eat with it. Let me say it that way. Okay. So eat crackers or some bread, toast, something like that. I'm fine taking it on an empty stomach, but a lot of people, if you have a sensitive stomach, just know that it kind of can back up sometimes. And my friend and I always just joke that, okay, it's working, because that's, you know, it's like it's spreading all over. Which is a good thing. So, okay. All right, we're gonna talk about the foundational super stack they had is Super B, Super C, and Super D. So these are teeny tiny little tablets they dissolve. They dissolve really, really slowly. And you stick it in your mouth, and ideally, I think, stick it under your tongue. Let's say it says take 2 tablets daily with food, place in mouth, and allow it to dissolve for 5 to 10 seconds, and then chew it for optimal results. You're welcome to take 1 or 2 if you would like. So vitamin D supports the immune, respiratory, bone, and joint, emotions, and autoimmune needs of the body. And it's critical when our natural defenses go down. So having adequate stores of vitamin D before we need it is ideal. Okay, so don't wait until you're not feeling well or feeling run down to start taking it, because then it's probably too late. Super vitamin D is a highly absorbable, vegan-friendly tablet made with lemon balm extract and lime and melissa essential oils. And the oils increase the bioavailability of vitamin D, meaning that our body absorbs more of it in the presence of essential oils. So D3 plays a key function in respiratory health through the innate and adaptive defense mechanisms. And our D3 is sourced from lichen, which is plant-based, versus many companies source lanolin, which is sheep's wool. And the lichen actually makes it more easily absorbable by the body, okay, or for the body. So it's a better quality. It also makes it vegan friendly then. So, I'm just looking at your notes. So, all right. And then the last thing, yeah. Yeah.
I haven't said that. Now, living Super D is not good because you have to take vitamin K with it in order for that D to work.
That's not true.
Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, so that's a lot of companies that is true. But they didn't put hay in it because we can get too much if we're taking other supplements. And let me find the
Explanation.
I don't know how to say to her, I don't think that's right, would it be in there? But I want to.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and that is true, because that's an absorption thing, kind of like calcium needs magnesium in order to really absorb it. But there's a reason they didn't put it in, and I'll have to, let me do a search when we have one more
I didn't
one
mean to
more.
interrupt that.
That's all right. You just interrupt me all night, so it's fine. Actually, I'm gonna make this later for you guys, okay? So for those of you here, so we're gonna talk about golden turmeric next. There's a drink to wellness stack, and that's with Ningxia Red, Super B, and then golden turmeric. And I don't know if you guys can see in here, whoops, how I always pour it out. I'm glad I have my paper on there because I didn't get all over my computer, my keyboard. Anyway, it's if you know anything about turmeric, it's very yellow, right? And that's a curcumin in it. So this, there's over 6,600 clinical and preclinical studies on turmeric, and it's been actually used in Asia and across Asia, China, and much of Africa for hundreds, thousands of years, actually. This is turmeric's often referred to as the Indian saffron because of its deep yellow orange color. And Young Living's golden turmeric powder combines turmeric, boswellia resin. Anybody know what boswellia resin is? Would be frankincense, that's right. And ginger. And so those work synergistically to support the body's natural response to inflammation, immune response, joint health, mobility, and physical recovery. This also contains prebiotics to support healthy digestion and contains naturally occurring additives like curcuminoids that help support joint mobility. So it's got a mango flavor to it. And yeah, it's a powder. Everybody's coughing because they're huffing it. We shouldn't be huffing it. All right. So this extract is actually 24 times more bioavailable with 300 milligrams of turmeric extract in it. So in that, and Ed Daly, I watched the video that he did. He suggested to make a drink at night to help store and regenerate the body. So he likes to add it to warm coconut milk or almond milk, that, whatever. Heat it and enjoy it. And he enjoys his at night. So, and I can tell you I don't take golden turmeric so much. I usually take Agiles, which has turmeric in it, but I can tell when my body doesn't have it because I'm much more achy. So, this is a really great option for that. Okay. Do you have a story?
Well, no, I've been taking Altoids for, oh, God, long time now. Oh, well, ever since my last surgery, which was probably 4 or 5 years ago. And, I had achy joints and then I started taking that and I added DLM a couple weeks later. And I don't have any joint issues now. So I take it every day, both of them, because that's bones, ligament, muscles, and the Agile, the turmeric.
Agiles.
Could you mix this with?
You could mix it with ICP. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can mix them with anything.
Everybody said, take it at night before you go to bed. So I
Okay.
tried to do that. And I guess I finally shifted it over to the morning because I dump it in with everything else. And feel like it works better for me, throughout the day.
Yeah.
Rather than taking it at night.
Yeah.
But I didn't know why initially when they came out, and now he's saying that he takes it at night as well, so.
Well,
Curiosity.
on the bottle, it says relax and then restore, recover, and support your body's inflammation response. So yeah, our body, the organs all, kind of
Yeah.
detox and dump at night while we're resting. And so it's probably, maybe it's more beneficial at night, but if you don't feel like you got a benefit from it and you get more, or again, if you remember to take it in the morning, take it when you remember. Because it's not going to hurt you. So you will, it's very bright yellow when you mix this up, so it will stain clothes, just be aware of that. Or don't use it in your favorite glass if it's plastic or something, because it will stain it. But it is powerful. So do any of you guys, Sandy, do you have a story on the turmeric that you want to share?
I like taking it at night. Sometimes I've found I have a sweet tooth at night. That's when I get my sweet tooth. And that turmeric is so sweet. I drink that and it fixes the sweet tooth and it tastes wonderful too.
Okay. Yeah, so it's mango flavored. Thanks, Sandy. Do you drink it with water? Or do you
Yeah,
add it
I just mix it in cold water and just mix it up. It doesn't mix really good, but I found if I fill my water and then I just put the scoop of turmeric in it and let it set for a while, it'll just melt right into the water and it doesn't get clumpy on the sides of your glass.
Okay. So there you go. All right, any other stories about any of the supplements that we've talked about today? That you take or that you've loved?
Alice mentioned that the master formula has vitamin K in it. And when I was listening, I believe it was the Tuesday night calls, there was a lady who had gone to her chiropractor and taken her master formula. And he said it was one of the most excellent supplements he'd ever seen. And that as she was in good health, he told her she could take it every other day and it would be fine, that it was that powerful.
The master formula was that powerful? She could take it every other day.
But she did mention that she was in really good health and wasn't fighting any problems too. So, but yeah, he said it was one of the best set of supplements he'd ever seen.
Nice. All right, let me wrap this up real quick and then we can share more stories. So if you are brand new to all of this, never heard of Young Living before, or you've heard about it and you've been on the fence and now you're like, okay, there's some good products here potentially. Get back with whoever shared this video with you and let them know that you have questions or that you need their enrollment link. So I love that Young Living offers everyone like an affiliate link, so we can freely share these products and the opportunities and options with other people. And then you get to stay connected with us for your ongoing education and support, right? Because there is a lot to learn when you join our community, and you start using essential oils. Because unfortunately it's not mainstream, even though we think it is. And there's a lot of other distractions out there. So we really want to educate you to help you make the most of the investments that you make in these products. So that's why we do regular classes and education events. So get back with whoever shared this with you or send me a private message, and I will make sure that you get connected with our community, and we can't wait to welcome you in. So have a great night, and we will hopefully chat with you soon.